Put your eyes back in your head.
I felt like flavor. What me?
Pry their eyes open and force them to see the truth. We will skin the sheep and sacrifice the weak. The unholy alliance has arrived.
What's going on, people? Your boy Madmike coming at you guys with the uh, impromptu show. Um, Trying to figure out whether or not I really want to go there immediately, and I think I do. I think I do. Um, Tony Wright, what's going on? Bernard, Jamie, what's going on? EVGs, what's happening? Keyshawn, what's happening? Everybody in here, what's happening? So I was watching Jay Black was happening. I was watching Arthur Blank's interview press conference, and I immediately got a feeling just watching him. The kind of thoughts that I was thinking, the kind of feeling that I was feeling. Like his emotions were all over his sleeves, listening to these guys ask the same fucking questions over and over and over and over again. And it has to do with this guy on the screen. And I didn't necessarily know where I was going to go with this particular rant in the beginning, but I had an idea of where I wanted to go. D. Coleman, how you doing, sir? So now that I know exactly where I want to go with it, I told you guys, it's the freestyle king over here. Just call me DMX. Mike gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. Mike gonna give it to you. He gonna give it to you. So I have to speak on this. Because it's a shame that we're here. Arthur Blank stated after he was asked why did the Atlanta Falcons draft Michael Penix with the A pick in the draft. And I'm looking at myself, through myself, in myself, above myself, beside myself. And I'm asking, are you fucking kidding me? And I want you guys to give me, because we fucking want to, William. The fuck you mean why we still talking about it? Because we fucking want to. I mean, what the fuck do you mean? Why draft Michael Penix? This is the shit that I'm talking about. Why in the fuck a reporter asks some stupid shit like that. Why you like? What are you fucking kidding me? You gonna ask the owner, Arthur Blank, why did the Atlanta Falcons decide to go after Mike Penix after what 2 straight years of bitching and complaining and moaning and whining, even with the great Matt Ryan at the helm? You bitch and complain and you ask a dumb ass question like, Arthur, why did you take Mike Penix? Why did you take Michael Penix with the 8th pick of the draft? What are you thinking? Are you fucking kidding me? Are you serious? How you doing, Love? How you doing, Tony? But this is why you got your owner sitting on the platform rolling his damn eyes. He doesn't want to be there because stupid crap like this. You bitch and made article after article after article after article every freaking week, and you get in front of you get in front of the damn owner who's worth $1 billion, and you can ask him about anything in the world. And you ask him about a damn quarterback. After you saw what Desmond Ridder did, after we saw what Taylor Heineke was, are you freaking kidding me? Why in the bloody hell would they not draft a quarterback? It ain't no getting along with dumb shit, okay? You can't get along with dumb shit. Why can't we get along? Because, again, I don't fucking want to. Why should I get along with dumb shit? Why should I just agree to disagree? No, fuck that. We ask a question like, why in the world would you draft a quarterback? Again, Matt Ryan for 14 years has been getting bounced and pounced and thrown around and called white boy. Oh, that white boy took Michael Vick's job. Oh, the Atlanta Falcons are never going to win. Matt Ryan is a great quarterback, but he just doesn't have the extra pound. And you, as a reporter, you're supposed to be the most intelligent people of the intelligent people. And you ask, why in the hell would you draft a quarterback? After what we saw last year at quarterback, completely, the offense was all over the damn place. The offense was all over the damn place. And Carl Thomas, don't come in here with your singing and flower bringing for your coochie brother, Mike Vick, okay? Because anybody that say Matt Ryan is garbage is a fucking idiot. After what we saw with this, really up and down, and up and down we go. Rolling around we go. Running around we go. Running around we go. We saw what with Desmond Ridder and Taylor Heineke, Marcus Mariota, and you asked the owner of the Atlanta Falcons that why did you draft a fucking quarterback? Why did you draft a quarterback when you have a Kirk Cousins? It's fucking obvious. He's 290 years old. Kirk Cousins. Kirk Cousins is 290 million years old, and you ask the question why you draft a quarterback? This man just coming off of an Achilles injury, and you ask the Atlanta Falcons why, oh, why you draft a quarterback? Mr. D-Led, Torrey McElhaney, Myles Garrett, I love you guys. I really do. I love you with all of my man heart. I love you guys. I really do. But if I have to hear another dumbass questions about why in the fuck the Atlanta Falcons who have just gotten past, look, we're having quarterback withdrawal. I have had Mike Vick, the exciting, the lovable, the guy that just, look, he puts a tingle in your loins. Mike Vick, look, he makes everybody tingle, loins tingle. How I know that is because guys like Carl Thomas is in here talking about Matt Ryan sucks. I go to what? We've seen Matt Ryan, who is himself, has thrown over 50,000 yards passing and has won over 100 games in the Atlanta with the Atlanta Falcons team, and then he's went to a Super Bowl where he was the MVP. And you ask the owner of the Atlanta Falcons, why, oh, 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 why, we draft a quarterback. Are you freaking kidding me? The reason why Madmike was upset, and I've explained this several times, because I know people in here will say, Mike, you was mad at hell when they... No, I wasn't mad at Michael Penix. What we stated time and time again, even hiring Raheem Morris, is this like, okay, is this going to be a repeat of the Dan Quinn era? Because I don't want to see that shit again. I do not want to relive that heartbreak. Lord knows, Jesus. Lord Jesus. I don't want to deal with it. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. I don't want to do it. Lord, you know I don't want to do it, relive that. Please, Lord, I don't want to think about 2016 ever again. Lord, no, I don't want to deal with that. So when he hired Raheem Morris, I said to myself, Jesus Christ, are we mad? But I realized at the same time is that when you have Raheem Morris, who's pretty damn good as a defensive coordinator, but he's one of the few coaches in this league that understands and had experience on both sides of the ball, offense and defense. So after I calmed down and I realized, okay, this is not as bad. They're actually thinking about it. They brought in guys like Zach Robinson. They kept Jerry Gray, who has over 40 years of experience in the league, or close to it. We got a guy like Zampezi who came in, and he's had experience developing quarterbacks. You bring in DJ Williams, quarterbacks guy. You keep TJ Watt, but I wish. But TJ Yates. So you bring in guys with the quarterback position, and it's like, okay, you're actually thinking this time. So when it comes down to this Atlanta Falcons team, I say to myself, okay, they're making it. But it had nothing to do with my frustration with Mike Penix because he has talent. What I've seen, not only in college, but what I've seen so far, thus far, pretty good. Pretty freaking good. But you have a plan at quarterback. So the plan for the Atlanta Falcons for the next couple of years or so, just to see if Kirk Cousins can get back or return to the status that he was last year, because he was on the end. Look, the dude was dang near on a path to be winning MVP. He was, look, that dude had like 2,300 yards in like 6-7 games, bro, before he went down. So this dude was throwing that thing. So he has the talent. So when it comes down to that, I knew Kirk Cousins was that guy, despite him having a losing record. And that's something that we're going to have to focus on. And we can't ignore that because he does have a losing record against a lot of winning teams. But when you do a deeper dive into those numbers, he doesn't have terrible numbers. They're not great numbers, but they're not terrible numbers. He does what he has to do. He doesn't throw a lot of interceptions in those games. But his teams and his team and his overall team, those guys don't play up to their full potential. And that's the thing too. Like, you got to take into account. Kirk Cousins, is he a loser? Absolutely. The record states that. Is Kirk Cousins an elite quarterback in playoffs? Absolutely not. He's above average, and he does what he does. He doesn't have incredibly great numbers, but he doesn't have bad numbers. So when you look at Kirk Cousins and you look at the Atlanta Falcons, it makes you think over and over and over again. It's like, all right, so what's the real issue? And this is why I say drafting a Mike Penix at that position, we were only upset because you spent $100 and something million on it. I've said it time and time again. I do not believe in paying quarterbacks $50 million. $50 million, absolutely not. If you're not an elite quarterback, in my opinion, look, we're not talking about no damn $50 million. The only guy that I believe personally that should be getting $50 million is a guy that already shown that he won MVP. If you're not in the MVP race, if you have not won an MVP, don't try to convince me that I should give you $50 million. No, absolutely not. And that's why we have so many quarterbacks right now making $50 million, and these some bitches they barely getting to the playoffs, but we giving them $50 million because, oh, you cute. This is oh shucks, you're cute. Oh, great, you look good in those tights. Oh God, you look good in this. Oh my God, you can run really fast. We're giving guys shit because they look good on the field on certain plays. And keyword, certain plays. You look good on certain plays. We got this dude Dub climbing every time. Damn, Justin Fields throw a damn deep pass. He damn near nothing on his damn self, retweeting and showing you this stuff. Like, dude, he threw another deep pass. How about him? How about Justin Fields scanning the field and he really doesn't know what he's doing? What about this guy scanning the field? He's slow to react. You look at his footwork in his workouts. He doesn't have great elite footwork as a quarterback in the pocket, moving and moving his feet. But we're not talking about that. So when it comes down to it, I see the Atlanta Falcons actually have a plan when it comes down to their quarterback position. You pick his brain, Kirk Cousins. You develop Mike Penix for the next, what, 1, 2 years, perhaps. I think you could quite possibly wait to kind of, don't throw Mike Penix out there. If he's not ready, let's not force it. But when it comes down to it, this is the reason why I'm so freaking upset. Is because we got these dumbass reporters who complain for like it's not even just the reporters. We got content creators out here saying this dumb shit. It's like, why we draft a quarterback? Motherfucker, y'all complain about Mike? Y'all said Matt Ryan wasn't fast enough, and now you get a quarterback in Mike Penix. You say, okay, yeah, I like that. I don't know if I like that pick. We should have got it. We should have got Dallas Turner. Motherfucker, ain't he that look, ain't this dude exactly a lot like Vic Beasley, who y'all ran out of the universe? We don't even know that motherfucker on planet Earth. Nobody ain't seen him. They ain't heard his voice. They ain't seen him at church. They ain't seen him at the grocery store. Ain't nobody heard from Vic Beasley. Y'all ran that. You want a guy that exactly like Vic Beasley, okay? Dallas Turner ain't nothing more but a Vic Beasley at the University of Alabama. And I dare anybody to try to convince me otherwise, because you look at Dallas Turner, he's just an incredible athlete. He's not a great football a defensive edge talent. He's not very good. He's not great at stopping the run and setting the edges and all those types of things. He's Vic Beasley. But if you use him right, he can potentially get there. But you have to have the right defensive guy to even develop him. So, like I've said before I get into these comments, it's sad. I really hate that and the look on Mr. Blank's face when he was answering those questions, like, you know the fucking answer, because we've already heard you asked this man this questions 1 billion times. Those guys answered it in the draft interviews, post game interviews. Why do you feel like you needed this? Well, we wanted to get they've already answered these questions. We already know the answer to these questions. And the first fucking thing that you say to Arthur Blank is, why did you draft a fucking quarterback? Are you freaking kidding me? I want to know about the defensive edge guys. Who's leading in that camp? I haven't heard any damn thing about guys like Braylon Trice and Brandon Douglas. We ain't heard none of that shit. But the fucking question that you ask is, where's the damn quarterback? Why you get the quarterback? How much you want to pay the quarterback? The quarterback. How about we say something about the DBs that getting their ass towed up and ate up out the frame by Kyle Pitts and Drake London right now? Which is why I really wanted to have this conversation. But I had to speak on this particular idiotic. Like I said, the man is sitting there, like, you can tell he just was not feeling these questions. Y'all got to do better with this. Like, we can do better than that. Atlanta Falcons, if you hear me, if anybody representing the Atlanta Falcons, please let Madmike and K Styles take over one of those press conferences. I guarantee I will have that bitch. Look, y'all will be blazing. It will be blazing hot in those comments, because I will be asking all the tough questions and all the questions that people actually want to hear. I don't want to hear about no fucking quarterback again. And Mike Penix is doing exactly what I told y'all. He's struggling in the NFL. He's struggling in practice. He's making some good plays, but he's making a lot of bad plays. But that's to be expected for a young quarterback. So, Georgia Texas boy, how you doing? If you guys have not already, you can donate $1 to the AFN Educator Fund. Here, the link is here in the chat for you guys. So show your support. Keyshawn Vlad, Jamers, Tony Wright, Bernard, how you doing, sir? Yes, good night. NBG. I was at training camp on Saturday. A little what I saw from the guys, Keyshawn Vlad. We'll be there at the next one at the bin. So if you guys are there, love to kind of get at you guys. Make sure that y'all follow us on social media, whether it's Instagram, Twitter, and leave us a comment where you guys are. If you are at the game, if you will be at the open practice at the bins. Jay Black, what's going on? D Coleman, Georgia, Texas boy, as all. Tony Wright, amped about this new Atlanta Falcons defense. Defensive personnel is deep, and that's the thing too. I love what I'm saying. This Atlanta Falcons defensive line, they guys got a lot of depth. A lot of people are so focused on having a mega star and a superstar, but a lot of times, if you just got if you have a lot of great players, a lot of good players, you don't need a legend. You can win Super Bowls with guys that are very, very good or just good. You can have if I can have 4 to 5 good guys on that defensive line, and all those guys can give me 6+ sacks, you win. It's good. You can have a guys can have 6 to 8+ sacks, and then 3 to 4 other guys got a good let's just say 20 sacks in total, you win. That's 45, 50 sacks just right there. You don't have to have a guy that's getting you 15, 20 sacks, and then you got to pay him $30 million because he's a star. Ted Sports and Gaming, William Amy. I also noticed Tony Wright says, I noticed that free agent signee James Smith-Williams, who played defensive end, has been moved to 3-4 edge, and the Atlanta Falcons are going to be playing a multiplex defense, a multifaceted defense. This is what they've been preparing for a long time. When you get guys that have athleticism and these guys have the size, you can play the 3-4. One of the things about the 3-4 that I like is you can move guys around and use their athletic ability like a Troy Anderson, like a Caden Ellis, who has the ability to play every linebacker position on the field. Why? Because these guys are very athletic. So to have a guy like James Smith-Williams is he already has that. If you look at what he was in the rotation with that Washington Commanders defense, who was very good up front, and he was a rotational piece there, and he did well on it. If I'm not mistaken, he had like 4 sacks or something like that. So the guy he's pretty good. Not gonna say he's great, but he's pretty good at doing what they asked him to do, and that's being a rotational piece. Into week 1, you can't go by a training camp or preseason. I mean, I agree, but I think the thing with training camp that a lot of people so focus on the wrong thing. They be so focused on guys getting touchdowns and things of that nature. Like for me personally, I'm looking at the chemistry, how the wide receivers, how confident they are, how the running backs, you're not going to really hear too much about the running backs as far as the practice and preseason is concerned. You're not going to hear a whole lot of that. So I wouldn't get too upset about the running back, even though we have a certain people that are reporting that, the running backs, Tyler Algier doesn't look really good. But Bijan Robinson, oh my God, he looks really good. And obviously, he's probably the only one that's saying that because we all know, again, in training camp, I think this is the first day the Atlanta Falcons had their pads on. And your boy Drake London and Kyle Pitts, Jesus Christ. Oh, Lord. You talk about tingling your loins. Them some guns, they looking good, boy. Those Kyle Pitts and Drake London are looking good. Them boys looking good, man. They're looking dominant. They looking like those guys looking like they ready to rock and roll. Like Kyle Pitts really looks like, and the thing that I saw from Kyle Pitts, and what I like most of all, what I'm looking at Raheem, he's getting in these guys' face, and he's congratulating them. Yeah, man. He's getting in these guys' face. He's challenging them, but he's congratulating these guys. And one thing that I always say about coaching, man, you can't be so damn hard where you're not showing guys love. You're not giving guys, that pat on the back. And I think one thing about Arthur Smith is that you have to have that he was way too tough on guys. It was like either do it this way, and it wasn't a lot of positive affirmation for him. Like it was just like it was always business all the time. Got to be able to have these guys have some fun, man. These guys got to have fun. And I'm saying you looking at Arthur Smith, again, wasn't a lot of fun. But Drake London Drake just looked like Drake, don't be surprised Drake is one of the best wide receivers in the game this year. Him step his game up so much. Going into his third year, do not be surprised that Drake London puts up incredible numbers as far as touchdowns is concerned. I'm not really into yards and receptions. I want to see how dominant he is getting touchdowns and scoring points with the Atlanta Falcons. Because I already know with a quarterback like Kirk Cousins, he's going to put him in position and he's going to get him the ball. Raheem Morris has always been the guy that's capable of getting the ball into the playmaker's hands. So I'm not worried about receptions. I'm not worried about yards. These Atlanta Falcons wide receivers need to learn how to get in the end zone, like a Justin Jefferson, like a Mike Evans. Like, we need guys to get into the end zone. We need Kyle Pitts, we need Drake London to score touchdowns and not field goals. And not everything has to be from, a big play. A lot of these touchdowns that come from the Atlanta Falcons receivers are always big plays. It's very seldom that we see a lot of touchdowns being made with these guys in the red zone. And one thing about Kirk Cousins is that he's extremely great. He's extremely good. And I think in the last couple of years, he's been one of those guys that he's been one of the better quarterbacks at getting touchdowns in the red zone. And we already know that that's one of the main reasons why we hired Arthur Smith, and he failed at that. Because the Atlanta Falcons weren't very good in the red zone. They're in the bottom half of the league when it came down to getting red zone touchdowns. I think there was 50%, 51%, somewhere in there. And red zone touchdown, again, that was the bottom of the league. Didn't get a lot of touchdowns last year. So, again, this is what the Atlanta Falcons have to improve on. Touchdowns. If the Falcons want to get to the Super Bowl, the Falcons want to get to the playoffs, they got to score touchdowns in the red zone. And I know a lot of people are so worried about the defense, but We've seen time and time again where teams, if you have one superstar and one great player, and that one great player stays healthy for the most part, you should be fine. You don't need elite corners in order to make it and win championships like that. You want to have good players, a lot of good players, but you don't need that one elite player. You don't need that 2, 3 elite players on the defense to say, all right, we can win the Super Bowl. Look at the Rams. Prime example. They had one elite guy, and everybody else was pretty good. You look at the Chiefs. They've won, what, a lot of games with Chris Jones as the center. It's the Chris Jones show and everybody else. So you don't need 2, 3, 4 elite defensive players in order to win championships. They're showing you if you have a good offense that can score a lot of points and the defense can make plays and get turnovers in the right time, that you can win championships. So I say it all the time. Build a defense with a scheme and a plan in place, but have an offense. You have a good quarterback, a good passing game, a balanced run game, you can win it. So because most of the teams in the NFL that are in the playoffs and they go deep in the playoffs, most of these teams score about 24 points and above. They're always in the top 5 in scoring. And then the defense, you see, all right, they're always a top 15 defense because the offense got the ball most of the time. You see, Raheem left Ryan Clark speechless after Clark told Morris all we have on defense is base, Grady, and AJ. No, I did not see it, but knowing Ryan Clark, like we talk about the same Ryan Clark who ESPN and the Pittsburgh Steelers. I mean, we already know that dude got CTE. Anybody that talks about the Atlanta Falcons and say, oh, they only got this and this and this. Like, okay, who told you that? And for me, I'm gonna just be real. And somebody tell me right now, look at that Chiefs defense, and you tell me outside of Chris Jones and Karlaftis, what do they have on that defense and that Chiefs defense? I will absolutely wait for you guys to say, all right, where are all the great players? Outside of Chris Jones, tell me on that Chiefs defense, and these guys are always in the top 15 in their defense. Tell me, please tell me that outside of that guy, those 2 guys right there, who is on that team? Somebody tell me right now on that 49ers defense, outside of Bosa and those guys up front, who else is on that defense? Outside of Bosa, do they really have elite players? Till I see Mike Hughes make plays in training camp and preseason, I don't know. Well, we'll get to that. I'm not worried about that. But look, it's the first day of these guys being in pads. Okay, we be so in a hurry to see great plays and hear about, oh, this guy dominated today, he's gonna be a star. We so worried about it. But again, if you have a good offense and that offense scores points and keeps the defense on the sideline for the most part, this team is going to be a playoff team. I already said Kyle Pitts, if he improves his route running, there'd be no way you can guard this guy with a quarterback like Kirk Cousins at the helm. You can't guard him with a quarterback like Kirk Cousins is built. Like Kirk knows how to throw that thing. He knows how to get that ball to his playmakers. Just ask Justin Jefferson. He was not happy when Kirk Cousins left. And that's a question for Minnesota. Is Justin Jefferson really that good without Kirk Cousins? We're gonna see. I know a lot of people like, duh, Mike, but like again, we don't know. We don't know if Justin Jefferson was. We don't know if he was really confident because of his own ability, or he had a quarterback that knew he was gonna get the ball where he wanted, how he wanted it. We're gonna see all that now. But it comes down to Drake London and Kyle Pitts. Whew, Jesus Christ. Kyle looked nasty, man. Kyle looked really like he really looked like he's reinvigorated. Really. That Kyle Pitts is really looking good in camp, boy. If anybody that stepped out that has stood out to me right now in training camp, it's so far as Kyle Pitts. He just looks like a man possessed. And I just love the way that Raheem Morris is like he's dapping him up for running routes and all this type of stuff, like running routes the proper way. Like after he shook, I don't know if you guys seen it already. The video that they put out. I don't know who the DB was, but he shook him out of his shoes. I love to see Kyle Pitts running routes like that because again, if he is the number one guy for this passing offense for the Atlanta Falcons, the whole league is in problem. The whole league got a problem because there's no way you can guard that dude with his speed, athleticism, his size. Yeah, that's unguardable. And then you got a guy who's just as physical, just as quick as him, and Drake London. Yeah, that's a problem. And we've yet to even get to our third wide receiver and Darnell Mooney. Nobody's talking about it. And this is why I'm so freaking upset. If they're not asking questions about Darnell Mooney and Rondell Moore and all the other wide receivers. What's going on with the O-line? Like I heard today that Caleb McGarry is looking damn good as a tackle, but anytime he does something bad, the damn Falcoholics and all of them and the Bleacher Report and D-Lid and all those guys who write articles, they be the first one to put him down. As soon as he does something good, y'all disappear. He does something bad. Look, he does something good, y'all disappear. He does something bad, everybody comes out. They get 50,000 retweets off something negative that Caleb done. Let them y'all get quiet as hell and y'all disappear for 2-3 weeks, months at a time when he playing well. So when he start playing bad, everybody be back. Yeah, I did see that. I'm hearing that myself, and that's why I say it's like when you know you have got good coaching, like it does nothing but frustrate you. It's like, damn, like I put my trust in you to help me get to the next level, but you didn't bring in the right teachers. You didn't teach me the right things. And the crazy part about it, a lot of these coaches come from coaching trees where they teach them that coaching is a major part of success in the game. For example, like a guy like Mike Vrabel, like you should know that a lot of shit that Arthur was doing offensively, that Vrabel wouldn't have stood for that shit if he was under Vrabel. But because guys want to do things their way and they forget, they lose sight of, look, I need to really and truly prepare these guys. A lot of these coaches get caught up in the fact that they're trying to prove themselves as a coach instead of making the right moves as a coach. If you make the right move as a coach, everything will follow themselves. Your legacy will fall in. But a lot of these coaches, they be looking at their coaching career as an individual rather than worrying about the team. So even battle this year as far as the today, yeah, I heard about Kyle Pitts and how he and DeMarco Hillens was going at it. And DeMarco Hillens, for the most part, he held his own against Kyle Pitts. So a lot of these players and defensive guys, man, they going at it. Ones are going at the twos, and the twos going at the ones. Like a lot of the backups are getting some reps with number one guys, and this is exactly what you need. You need competition. You need the competition from all your team because you never know when one of these guys gonna need to step up for whatever reason and make a contribution. Would you have Avery Williams to be a punt returner, Ray McLeod to be a kick returner? No, I'm like I said, I'm gonna wait on that because I don't know how Avery Williams looks at this particular time. I want to wait till he get to the preseason and see what he looks like in the preseason. Raymond McLeod is already making plays as a deep threat for this Atlanta Falcons team. I think he done scored like 2-3 touchdowns. Granted, it is practice, but he seems to be a formidable deep threat and speed receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. So maybe they'll use Ray McLeod more as a receiver rather than returner, and then you can keep Avery Williams on the team for said responsibilities anyway. So we'll see. And Fred said it is sold out this year. Yeah, that's not surprising. Falcons fans, they buy a lot of season tickets, but they don't keep them. They be selling them in our group, the Atlanta Falcon Nation on Facebook. Shout out to that. They be ready to sell them on the Facebook. So just because it's sold out for the Atlanta Falcons, a lot of them not gonna keep the tickets. They definitely gonna be selling them. They probably already done hit y'all up. Hey, I got 2 season tickets for X amount of dollars. Raymond, what's going on? Raymond Elder, what's good on? I'll be able because it looks like I said, man, I as far as him concerned, we'll see about Avery, but like I said, Falcons have D Alford. D Alford, I think he returned one back in the preseason last year, or he came close to it. So he's a formidable returner. Um, you got a number of guys. Rondale Moore may have an opportunity to kind of be that guy. Falcons got a lot of guys that they can put at their returner. So we gonna see, man. Marquise Williams got he definitely has uh he got a hard decision. He got a difficult decision to make with a lot of these players. So like I said before, man, what do you want to see in the preseason? Just make it through. We're gonna see Taylor Heineke. We're gonna see a lot of Mike Penix. We're gonna see Paddock, fourth quarterback, I believe. We're gonna see what he can do in the preseason. So I just want to make it healthy, make it out 1, 2, 3. I think they got three preseason games. For the most part, you're gonna see a lot of Mike Penix. You're gonna see a hell of a lot of Mike Penix. You're gonna see a hell of a lot of Paddock. And last couple of games, see what he can do at quarterback position. So Atlanta Falcons, I just want to see them, how the wide receivers and how the offense, the concepts and certain plays, and how he calls plays as an offensive coordinator. Zach Robinson does. I want to see how he like to call, get in the rhythm as a play caller, where he, have a lot of movement in the offense, where he run the ball a lot more, where he pass the ball more, where he use a lot of screens. I want to see if he use end arounds, and I just want to see what this offense and the coaching staff is, how they're going to be. Because the last thing I want to see is keep seeing slants and guys running the exact same routes over and over and over again. So I want to see a variety of things as far as the offense is concerned. Fred Warner is good, but Dave, Fred Warner is a hell of a linebacker, but he's a lot like Nate Landman. Those guys are very good and elite. They very good in that box. But once you put him in pass, you put him in passing and coverage, pass coverage situations, they're not great. I've seen Fred Warner get destroyed by the Atlanta Falcons as uh in coverage situations. But Fred Warner, is he an elite linebacker? I'll give him that. I'll definitely give him that. Bosa is another one of those guys. Like I said, Hargrave, he's another one. I like him, but they don't really have a lot of out. A lot of these guys are on the cusp of being, I say, elite. I wouldn't say Fred Warner is elite. I'll say Bosa is. Hargrave is not elite, but he's very good. But like I said, you don't necessarily need elite defensive guys like that. What I want to see out of the offense is guys catching with space. Yeah, and that goes in, Jay, into how the offense and how he utilizes his formations and whatnot. Will the Atlanta Falcons be in a lot more base formations for us 2-3 tight ends? Where they use a lot of spread, where they have 3, 4, 5 wide receivers. Like how many times would they have 5 wide receivers in the sets in the preseason? You know, how they utilize their offensive line, where they use a lot of screens, where these guys can be more athletic and where they be more physical when it's time to be more physical. How he keeps those guys in rhythm, as far as like if the offensive line is not playing well, is um, protecting the quarterback, where he scaled it back and say, all right, we're not protecting the quarterback very well. Let's kind of call a lot of quick plays, a lot of screen plays, and run the ball a lot more if we're not pass blocking wills. Like I want to see all these types of things out of the offensive line. Todd, what's good? Why don't Falcon just start Michael? He better. Falcon don't care about the money and look at the track record. And hit Todd with his retarded ass. I mean, yeah, Todd is Todd, y'all. I think Todd been sniffing some igloos. He been trying to sniff igloos and from Alaska and shit for too long. Um, Todd, that's just dumb. Hey, you can't be better than somebody and you not play the game. That man had played one game. You already said he need to start Michael. Like, what are you talking about, dude? You need to stop. You need to stop trying. You need to stop. You need to stay away from them igloos, bro. It's not. It's not good for you. It's not good for you at all. Fango is on his way to being elite. Like I said, I don't believe in that on the way to being elite. I don't believe in on the way to being elite unless you've shown this multiple years. I'm talking about more than 3 years. Like these guys are good, but you take a Bosa away, you take a Hargrave away, all these guys still gonna put in the same effort and put up the same numbers. We'll see. But we've seen that. We've seen guys. I've seen Grady be the on the center of attention in the offense, and he still do Grady Jarrett things. I've seen um, guys like Aaron Donald lose player after player, and then they rotating every year. They got different guys standing around him, but he still do Aaron Donald things. Like that's what we talk about elite. Everybody else change around you, but you still do what you do regardless of what's around you. And I think that's the thing too. We so focused on that one player putting up their numbers and he putting up numbers, but we don't know if he's the reason why, or a lot of those players around him are the reason why he's getting one on one or he's dominant. Grady Jarrett has some pretty bad defensive line. He's had some pretty bad, inconsistent defensive linemen around him, but he still does Grady Jarrett things. Like that's what we talk about. You're a good player. If you got a pretty bad pass rush around you, but you still is the highlight when offensive linemen are going out of their way to triple team you, yeah, you're pretty freaking good. So until I see that from a lot of these guys, I don't want to hear nothing about guys being elite. Any word on Luke Doyless? Absolutely not. I haven't heard anything about Luke Doyless, Trice, and that's what I was talking about earlier about um But I wouldn't focus too much in the practice as of right now. I think that's what the first preseason game we're going to see what this Atlanta Falcons team is going to be about. I mean that first preseason game and see what a Dorless, Brandon Dorless is. Um, I'm Braylon Trice. We're going to see what those guys are in preseason. I wouldn't get too, but I just want guys to make it out. We still got a guy like Eddie Goldman. He's still on the team. Might have a nice little solid defensive tackle rotation with Eddie Goldman. If he comes back, he makes the team. Grady Jarrett, Onyemata, guys like Taquan Graham, Kentavious Street, like they're gonna have a nice little rotation of defensive tackles in the middle of the field. So I think the Falcons would be good, but I wouldn't focus too much on training camp. He said Kurt Khan, Mike Bill. Well, that's your fucking problem. You looking to that damn horse. Sound like a goddamn horse. Like Mike Bill's sound like a goddamn horse. Talking about somebody okay. He used to say the same thing about Matt Ryan Matt Ryan he had a noodle arm. But how the hell you have a noodle arm throwing 50,000 plus yards, 60,000 yards in his fucking career, but you got an okay arm? Okay, whatever. Michael Penix has a big arm, but that don't make you a better quarterback. You have a big arm. Like what's wrong with y'all? You haven't learned that yet? That just because you can throw the ball hard don't mean you're a better quarterback? Kyle Bowler could throw the ball 60, 70 yards, standing in the spot. But anybody remember Kyle Bowler? Absolutely not. Like Mike Bell, look, I don't like nothing about Mike Bell. I wish I would have seen him at the what the hell it was, 929 game. If I would have saw him at there, we'd have had some words. But yeah, I kind of interrupted their broadcast. And it was like, hey, we're live. I don't give a shit. Like I said, I don't really care about their show. I don't like Mike Bill. He just says stupid stuff. And I just can't I can't deal with people that just say stuff just to be saying stuff. Just to get ratings. And I know how ratings are, but like if you're gonna do that, be honest. And very seldom Mike Bill is honest until he's only honest when everybody start yelling and screaming and cussing at him and trying to get him when you have a lot of Falcons fans that tweeting him and going at him, that's when he want to be honest. He only wouldn't be honest when he's under pressure. Yeah, we just need to go get a star. We know we need to get the best player in the draft. We need to get the best player in free agency. And that's the answer to everything. No, we have to develop guys. And yes, Corey, I was talking about Cowboys from the Ravens. STL Dirty Bird, St. Louis Dirty Bird, what's going on? Like I said, Kyle Pitts looked like he was lazy, but I'll take his word for it. I'll take his word for it. He said he was dealing with an injury and he wasn't confident in his injury. So far, looking at him now, he looks like a completely different person, and he's running routes the way he needs to run routes, and I cannot complain about it. So if he proves me wrong and say he's not lazy with his route running and he plays that much better, we got to look at Arthur Smith and say, all right, Arthur, this guy was hurt last year. So why you kept having him run a lot of these seam routes and deep routes if you knew he was hurt? So we're going to see all that. And I did see the Jorge Soler trade for the Braves. I think they looking for another hitter. I forget the guy's name, but they're trying to go after another hitter to kind of get this offense going. But it's nice to see Soler. I hope he can come here and hit a couple home runs for him. Like we don't need him to be a superstar, but boy, the Braves need to They need to get this offense going, boy. You missing Ozzy and you missing Acuna in this lineup. And boy, yeah, you just don't realize how good of a star that Ronald Acuna is until he's not there. And this offense is struggling. It's struggling. So, I saw that he's working out. I think Ronald Acuna is going to have to change his game a little bit more. And he's not going to be able. He shouldn't be focused on stealing bases or not. Just focus on being a hitter. That's what I would do. The Hawks got rid of Bruno Fernando, Olsen, Riley, Cap. Look, Riley has always been a streaky hitter, and Olsen has too. And I think, like I said, when you don't have the right guys at top, and this team is so power heavy, you gotta have a tone set up at top. And I think when you lose those guys, that's the problem. So I'm going to end the show. So this has been your boy Mad Mike, man. We thank everybody for supporting AFN. And again, if you have not already, we have an AFN Educators Fund where we go and we're going to do two things. We're going to send some supplies to an educator in the Atlanta area. Also, we're going to give out some prizes for we're gonna have a contest where we give one of you lucky people, either a belt, a hat, or something from the Atlanta Falcons. So truly appreciate everybody for continuing supporting the Atlanta Falcons nation. Mad Mike Sports, Mad Mike Network, OGN TV, Six Man K Style, Juke Talk Sports, The Don's Favors, etc., etc. We got some brave stuff coming in. We're gonna have some brave stuff coming in for Georgia Sports Nation real soon. But like I said, truly appreciate everybody for joining me. This has been your boy Mad Mike. Again, if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. And one more thing. Wrestling fans, wrestling fans, wrestling fans. I am going to continue to upload wrestling content to this channel. So if you guys have not already seen the video today, we'll talk about the Wide Six. I'm gonna throw something else up there today about obviously Rhea Ripley and all those guys. And then the Damian Priest versus what's the dude name? Oh God, Gunther. Gunther. I'm gonna be talking about that. I got that coming up in a couple of shorts, Atlanta Hawks content. But we got a lot of stuff coming, so I appreciate everybody for joining me. Um, This has been your boy Mad Mike. Out of here. $1. Okay, $1 to the AFN teacher student fund. The link will be in the description. So you guys, if you guys want to show support to these educators here in Atlanta, that's all I got to say about that. I'm out of here, man. Deuces.